Okay, I think we are good to go. It is so dark in here, but I hate having this light on right above me, just like glaring in my eyes. So I'm not a fan of the whole light situation here. So I'm trying to put my computer up here, or have a little bit of light coming from my computer maybe. We'll see if that works. My battery is probably gonna die in a second as usual because it's an old computer. But it's a little bit more light in here. I need to get one of those ring light thingies. Okay, so I got this thing of bananas here that definitely needs to go. Got a bunch of bananas, literally. And I gotta get rid of, I don't know if I can use all of them in a banana bread. That might be a little bit too much. But I haven't made banana bread in a while, so I'm just gonna mix stuff together. I don't really care about if it's according to a recipe or not, as long as it tastes good. I'm okay with that, and I'm just trying to get rid of stuff that I have right now. I also will use an apple in my banana bread. I like having apple pieces in my banana bread. I feel like it just gives like a nice little texture and a little bit more sweetness and moisture. And yeah, I like having apple in my banana bread or chocolate. I would either do apple or chocolate chips, but not both. I think the combination of both is kind of weird. So let me look for my banana bread thing. I don't even know what time it is right now. I know it's definitely an awkward time to stream. It's 7. Okay. Are we dinner time for most, or people are actually doing something since it's Friday? Not everyone is spending their Fridays in the kitchen like me. So I guess most people are probably out on Friday, especially now that it's getting warmer and nice outside. So I feel like I'm the only person in the kitchen right now. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna need a fork. And I need to remember to announce my live streams in my community posts. Hi Raphael, I'm doing good, thank you. I just got home from a place. I just got home, and now I'm making banana bread. I have to get rid of so many bananas I still have. You're correct that it has something to do with the weather, so maybe more people are out at this time, choosing to stay at home on weekends and holidays. Yeah, I noticed that too here in America. People, at least where I am here in Tennessee, compared to Europe or Germany, people are a little bit more inside. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it. I don't really like my German accent, but I can't mask it, and I'm not trying to. So I had a very strong accent when I first got here, so I was told that it's not as strong anymore, but it's getting a little bit less strong, I think, but it's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't hear myself very often, so. Portuguese, you're from Brazil?
Wasn't talking about it.
Oh yeah, in Brazil, speak Portuguese. Very cool. I love the Portuguese language. I've been to Portugal a few times in a couple of years ago. I don't remember what year, but I've been to Lisboa and Porto in Portugal, and I really liked it a lot, especially Porto. I think it was beautiful, but I've never been to Brazil. Hi, Level Up. Hi, Chicken. Have your husband look up? Ceiling fans the size of helicopter blades. That sounds, yeah, that sounds funny. Marco or people here in the stream always make fun about my cooking live streams being called only pans, you know, like cooking pans, because I'm doing cooking live streams. So I brought up to Marco only pants would be funny too, you know, with a T, P-A-N-T-S. But yeah, what have you guys been up to today? Let's hear. Hi, Christopher. How are you doing? I bet you've been out in the garden, haven't you? So, I looked at the voting earlier, what people wanted to do today. So, thanks for the hearts. And it was torn, but then when I got back home, it says the banana bread won by 1 vote. So, here we are. Also, the weather was really weird. There was this huge dark cloud over our town. So, it was just lingering there the entire day. So I was really worried to go outside. I feel like I have to turn on this light. This is very dark in here. I appreciate the hearts. Cold and acid today here too. Yeah, right? It's just weird today. It's not a nice day outside. I think tomorrow is going to be much better, at least from what I heard. And we will definitely go outside tomorrow with the dog. I mean, we've been outside today too. We always walk him a couple of times a day, but we didn't go to a park or anything, unfortunately. So I guess today is a cozy day to be inside and bake some banana bread. And in my banana bread, I put a little bit of apple, just for some texture and make it a little bit more moist. I preheat the oven. Yes, I want to start. My oven's always freaking out if I don't act like he wants me to act. What do you want of me? Okay. Let there be light. Isn't that good? Isn't that better? All those hearts were from me and the banana bread. Yay! Thank you. I'm just here for a couple minutes until I get back to dinner. How you have the helicopter video? I'm glad you like that. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do. Annoy my husband at work and distract him from getting his work done, and just show up at the hangar and hang out. Hang out. Oh, that's cool. That's almost a dad joke right there. Hanging out at the hangar. But yeah, I like doing that. I like the vibe there, and you know, just distracting the hubby or just keeping him company, whatever you want to call it. I'm not much of a help, but it was fun, or it is always fun. But those things are really tall. Those helicopters are really, like, being on top of a helicopter is much taller from up there than it looks from the ground. And every time I sit on those Black Hawk blades, I imagine someone turning on the helicopter and me just flying away, like you know, ending up at the wall or in the wall, the other side of the building. So that would definitely not be very fun if someone turned on that helicopter while I'm sitting on top. But that's why you wear the headphones and you're always communicating with everyone. And I mean, they would have to get a signal to turn it on, like they can't just turn it on. So that's very unlikely that it's gonna happen. But how are you enjoying Mexico, Fanny? And when are you coming back? Do you know when your flight is back home? How long are you staying? Are you gonna be there for a week or longer or just a couple of days? I didn't drink any water today, I just realized that. Since we're using quite a lot of bananas, I'm not adding any sugar to my banana bread because I don't think it's necessary. I'm going to add a little bit of almond milk or cashew milk in this case. I am making banana bread, CLB. Welcome back. CLW, sorry. We say V to this letter in German. And I'm not really doing any recipe. I'm just getting rid of stuff that I have at home. So we'll see how it turns out. Let's call it an experiment. I like to be an experimental chef. I don't like recipes for some reason, even though I know it would probably turn out better because I'm good at cooking. I'm not the best baker, but at the same time, I mean, nothing to lose, you know. So why not? Why not just mix it together? And I think I also have one egg left that I might add. Oh, we need some baking powder. So I added bananas, cashew milk, flour, baking powder, a pinch of salt. A pinch of salt enhances the sweetness in food, by the way. Just a tip. So if you have a little bit of salt in it, you need less sugar. That's what I heard. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that is true. It might be a little bit too thick. I'm gonna add a little bit more milk. Some people add zucchini and or carrots to their banana bread. I think I'm gonna try that next time. I guess technically it's called a zucchini bread then, but if you have banana and zucchini, you can make a zucchini banana bread. Oh, that reminds me, I wanted to add some walnuts to it as well. And a little bit of fat. We need some kind of fat in here. A friend of mine told me today to add some sour cream to it, which comes in handy because I have sour cream that I need to get rid of. Gluten-free? No, it's not gluten-free. I used to make a lot of gluten-free recipes when I worked as a recipe creator in Germany because I was working for a low-carb dude. He had a low-carb website or channel, so I had to make all this gluten-free stuff and low-carb stuff without flour. But now that I'm not doing this anymore, I'm back to my gluten. I don't really have an issue with gluten. Are you gluten-free, CLW? Sorry. Let's get some sour cream. I love the feeling of getting rid of stuff that I have in my fridge, like stuff that needs to be used up. It's just so, I don't know, kind of satisfying to get rid of it. Also, today's stream is not going to be very long. I'm really just going to put the banana bread in the oven and maybe wait until it's done. My phone battery is not very charged right now, so I don't know how long that's gonna last. How was everyone's day? Are you guys doing something tonight or this weekend? Do you have any plans? How's the weather? Are you going outside, or is it kind of crappy weather like here? Today is really chilly. It looks nice, but it's really cold and windy. And we had that big dark cloud lingering around our town all day long. So it looked like it's about to thunder or storm. But it didn't really start, so it's kind of weird. Because originally I wanted to go hiking today with the dog, but I was worried it's gonna rain and storm, so I didn't go. But I'll definitely go tomorrow because my dog misses his hikes. Usually we would go on hikes at least once a week or twice a week, but with all those weird spring storms going on, it's not that easy. Tennessee's weather can be really all over the place. So spring is beautiful, but it's just a crazy weather, which is really sad because the temperature in spring here is really nice and it's not very humid yet, so I enjoy that a lot. And then when summer comes, the weather calms down and you can go outside again, but then it's just super humid and really unbearable for me personally, just because as a German I'm not very used to that humid and hot summer weather. We do get heat in Germany too, it's not like that, but we don't have the humidity. So that is definitely taking a toll on me in summer. Working Saturday and Sunday, but I just work part-time 5 hours at the local grocery store. You left the full-time work last November. Yay! Congrats for leaving the full-time work, Christopher. Life is too short to just work. So that sounds like a good idea, doing the part-time. So you got time for other stuff that you need to do or want to do in your life. Time for the dog and the garden or whatever brings you joy. That's important. Also, I forgot that I haven't answered to your one comment when you talked about the diet and exercise and, having everything in balance and kind of trying to, take care of your body and by doing exercises and all that, but still eating what you want to eat. I think that's what I read before I came on. I wasn't able to reply to all the comments earlier because I was busy all day. But I think there's just so much more to it than just food and all that. Food or pills and supplements. I think a lot of it is just like finding like a meaning outside of job or outside of a job, in your life, something that you enjoy doing that brings you fulfillment and just like a peaceful state of mind, and I think that all contributes to health and all that good stuff. So I think it's really important that people don't overwork themselves and prioritize work all the time. I think it's important to prioritize other parts of life too. Thank goodness I don't have any medical problems at my age. Been lucky. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, a lot of people start getting some aches and pains pretty early on. That's what I always hear. And they need some surgeries and all kinds of medications, and it's expensive and annoying and just kind of makes life harder. So I'm glad you're not dealing with anything like that. It's very good. Lucky, and you probably also do something for it because you said that you work out and you exercise and you walk your dog and all that. So I bet that's all contributing to you being in a healthy shape and not suffering from any medical stuff. I'm gonna add a dash of cinnamon. So I have no idea if this consistency is too liquid or if I need to add more flour. I think I will add a little bit more flour just in case. Dough. Yeah, a little bit. Why not? Just a dash. That should be good. So I added flour, cashew milk, bananas, quite a few bananas actually, apple, cinnamon, vanilla, baking powder, a pinch of salt, and no sugar since my bananas are already, they were pretty brown and sweet, and I have a lot of bananas in here. Hi Shuriken, how goes the day? The day goes very good, and we actually saw Funny stopping by for a little bit. So he said he's going to dinner, so I bet he's having some really good food right now in Mexico. Like I said in his comment or under his shorts, I'm just slightly jelly, but also obviously happy for him that he's having a good time. And I can't believe that I've been there too, but I have not been to the Aztec temple, or you call it temple pyramid. No big plans here. I'm hojicha. Oh, drinking. I read something wrong. Drinking hojicha and doing laundry right now. Exciting stuff. Hey, those things need to be done too. Life is not always exciting, and honestly sometimes that is pretty good, I think. I honestly prefer the days that are not very exciting sometimes, like just having time to do laundry and some cleaning while maybe listening to a podcast or live stream or some audiobook or music, you know, is sometimes actually pretty cool, I think. And my day wasn't exciting either, so don't worry about it. Making a banana bread is my kind of Friday evening, so I guess a lot of people might be out now because it's the weekend. But I like being in my kitchen on the weekend and cleaning out my fridge and see what needs to be used up. And it's just such a satisfying feeling. I know I said it a couple times before. I just love getting rid of stuff and making room in my fridge. But yeah, same here today. I did laundry. I went to the gym, walked Oscar a couple times. We wanted to go to the park. Like I said in my survey on my community post, I feel like I did not add enough flour. Oh well, it will work out. If not, I will just eat this with a spoon. You know, nothing to lose. Yeah, I did laundry and made food. What else? My husband and I got invited by a friend to have a fish fry, so we went to a fish fry and I ate some fries and he had some shrimp. And yeah, that's about it. We bought some groceries. Pretty normal day, I would say. And yeah, tomorrow is supposed to be nice, like the weather is supposed to be nice, so I can't wait for that, and take out Oscar to a park so he gets his long walk in. I can tell that he's getting not cabin fever, but it's definitely good for him to get his energy out, because even though he's old, he still has a lot of energy in his little body, which I'm happy about. I'm trying to find my lemons. Oh, here they are. Do you guys remember the berries I showed you yesterday? The miracle berries. So now I'm gonna show you guys, because I've been craving lemons with the miracle berries. I'll show you. This is a normal lemon, and I will eat a little piece of lemon, or maybe a bigger piece of lemon with my miracle berry. Let's get some extra vitamin C today. Let's cut some slices, lemon slices. I know there's a term for this. To cut slices out of a citrus fruit. I forgot what it's called. It's like a culinary term, but I love lemons too. They're so great. But the best part about this is, let me try them first without the miracle berries, see if they're sour. Ooh, yeah, they're pretty sour. Those are definitely sour lemons. But let's turn them into candy, shall we? I'm gonna eat one of those berries. I mean, I feel like I'm eating something that I'm not supposed to eat, you know? Something weird, but this is just a berry, so. Okay, I gotta let this berry sit on my tongue for a couple seconds, I think. So it covers up all my taste buds, or at least the ones for the sweetness or the sourness. So the sweeter, the more sour the fruit is that you will eat after eating this miracle berry, the sweeter it will taste, which is crazy. So if you eat something that's already sweet, it's not going to taste much sweeter. It will take out all acidity that the fruit might have that you want to eat. But eating a lemon after this is just next level. And that's crazy. It's almost like a potion or something. By the way, I put my banana bread in and 60 for probably like 30 minutes or so. Okay, eat my berry. Now I'm gonna eat this. This tastes like I'm eating the sweetest orange ever. I still can't believe that this is a real thing, that this is actually working. Like everything in my mouth is like sweet right now, even though I'm eating a lemon. It's almost too sweet. Like it's literally sweeter than candy. Like this is the sweetest I've ever tasted before in my life, I think. I've seen some Mayan ruins before in Chichen Itza. Quite jealous about it, me too. I like banana bread too. I like going for walks too, but I'm glad I was able to get rid of those bananas because I feel so bad for throwing them away. Especially since those things are probably gonna get much more expensive soon with all those tariffs going on. But let's not get political again. I think yesterday we already drifted a little bit too far into the political spectrum. That's so sweet. I really can't believe it. And the best part is, if you like lemonade, but you don't want to drink it because it's unhealthy, you can literally just squeeze a lemon into your water, drink or eat one of those berries, like even half a berry before, and every sip of the lemonade will taste sweet even though you added no sugar to it. That's really, I don't know. feel like more people should know about this, especially sugarholics like me. It's perfect for me because I love sugar. So having this without eating sugar but still having that sweet sensation is ideal. So I'm glad my husband found this. I have never heard about it. So
I was gonna recycle it. It's not recyclable.
And I do love limes or lemons, but I would usually not eat them like this, you know.
Well, why is it
Just pure. You would not believe how many bananas are bought in a little town like mine. Oh yeah, you said you work in a store. So
What do you mean broke?
you want to tell us about it, Christopher? I'm curious now. I think bananas are just such a staple for people, right? Just thinking how people back then didn't have bananas and only had like apples or pears. Miracle berries for the win. Yes, they're amazing. So everyone that just tuned in, I'm trying to hide the brand because I don't like making advertisement. So no advertisement obviously, but miracle berries, Ledidi berry are crazy. You gotta try that, guys. If I'm not mistaken, bananas are the most purchased item in grocery stores. Really? Hi crab, by the way. The most purchased item. I mean, honestly, I would believe it because every time I go to the grocery store, I buy bananas.
You gotta take it for breakfast.
And there's not many things that I buy every single time. I mean, some like mushrooms and onions and stuff and potatoes, but
whoa, dude, you have it? I have a pack.
Supreme
What?
for processing citrus fruit? I think so. I know that's another term for it too. Let me find it. Also, I want to look up the banana thing real quick. I also want to look up when bananas came to grocery stores, because I always like to learn something new in our chat or stream. Man, this is so sweet. It's almost a little too sweet. Like because the sourness of the lemons is lingering in my mouth, and the sweetness on my taste buds are covered with the berries. There's just an explosion of sweetness. You know how you like feel your jaw tickle or like kind of I don't know. I always feel like some like weird sensation in my jaw when I eat a lemon just because of the sourness, but it's doing that from the sweetness right now. History of bananas. I don't know if that's gonna show me what I want to see.
So you're gonna need this stuff.
So before I look it up, I'll ask you guys a question. Where are bananas originally from? Like what country grew the first banana? Before I look it up officially. We'll sell cases of them daily. You don't know the exact amount, but if they run out of people, yeah, I bet, because when you go to a grocery store, you will always expect bananas there. Like I don't think I've ever seen a grocery store, even a gas station, that doesn't have bananas. So imagining a store doesn't have bananas, I guess that could be upsetting, because it's just one of those things that you expect, right? Like salt or pasta or potatoes, some things that you will need, which is crazy again, because we didn't have banana for so many years and now it's just such a staple. And why banana? Why not other fruits? You know, pineapple is also a staple, but not to the same extent as a banana. I think banana might just be more versatile and easy to take with you, like as a to-go. There's a very interesting history behind bananas. I implore you to do a Google on it. I will. I already pulled up Google here and bananas. I'm in the meat department. I can tell you more about that. Yeah, that's interesting too, because for the food pantry that I work for, we have someone that picks up meat from a local grocery store before they throw it away. So I know that you guys are not officially allowed to give it out to people for free, right? Because it can be spoiled, and you would probably have some insurance issues then, I assume. Or do you throw away a lot of meat, or is there any people for your store, for example, that pick it up and give it away for free, or are you forced to throw it into the trash? That would be an interesting question that I have. India, I think, but they're grown all through the tropics now. I'm trying to make a guess. I think bananas. I could totally see Asia, India. I would assume maybe like Ecuador or Chile, somewhere like there, like in that area, like middle South America.
Oh, we have 500 now.
Do those berries affect the taste of other sorts of food, like savory foods? No, Shuriken, that's the crazy part. The berries really just sit on your taste buds for sourness. So everything you eat will still taste like it's supposed to taste like, kinda, unless it's sour. When it's sour, you will literally just feel like you're eating sugar right now. You still get a little bit of the flavor of the fruit, but sour will turn into sweet, like pure sugar on almost. But if you eat like a cucumber or something, it will still taste like cucumber, and then it will not take away from the savory feeling or any other flavor. So it's really cool because I'm not a huge fan of sour fruits. So eating a berry beforehand or drinking a lemonade, just like a lemon water with a berry, it's just, man, oh man, that's some good stuff right there. We send stuff daily to local food bank. Awesome, that's very cool. Nothing gets thrown out unless it's damaged. I'm so happy to hear that. That is great. So you guys are doing a great job, because I seen some stores when I was new here in America. I had friends that looked into the thing that's called, what is it called here in America? When you go to those containers and look what's inside, and they really liked it, and I just came with them to see what they're doing. I didn't do it myself just because, first of all, I was not on my green card yet, so I didn't want to get into any trouble because I didn't know how okay it is to do that. But they really liked it, so we went to like Hobby Lobby, into the back, or just like big stores, you know, or malls. But then we also just out of interest looked into like grocery store garbage cans, or those big things, disposal things, and there was so much food in there that almost made me sick to my stomach. Do you know where potatoes are originally from? Yes, I think it's South America, right? And then they got brought back by either Columbus, I think, to Europe, and people actually got poisoned eating potatoes because potatoes, I think, have a berry when they grow, like the fruiting body up there has berries, and people ate them and they got sick from the berries because they didn't know they're supposed to eat the root, and they didn't know they need to cook the root. So that's what I heard, that they got sick from it. But I would have to look it up again to make sure that I'm not talking BS right now. That's the way it should be. I totally agree. It should be like that. I wish everyone would do it like that, like you guys at your store, Chris or Christopher. I don't know if I can call you Chris. Okay, bananas. Bananas are believed to have originated up to 10,000 years ago, and some scientists believe they may have been the world's first fruit. The world's first fruit. Okay. The first bananas are thought to have grown in a region that includes the Malaya Peninsula, Indonesia, the Philippines, and New Guinea. Okay, you were right, Crab. Point to Gryffindor. And wild-type bananas are found throughout Southeast Asia, but are mostly inedible to humans. Hard seeds studding the fruit. Wild types have little fruit that is eatable, so they're basically useless for their fruit. In China, in South China, when I was going on a little trip after my semester at university, just for a little break, I went to the very south in China. It's a little island called Hainan, and like basically meaning South Sea, and it is a very tropical island. They call it the Hawaii of China, only that there's just Russians and Chinese people, and it is really beautiful. And they had so many coconuts there and fruit, and one of those fruits that I tried was red bananas, and they were bananas. They were kind of little, like this, kind of like this, and definitely smaller, but like wider than like normal bananas that we get in the grocery store. So they looked different in shape, and they were like red in color. So they had a red peel, almost a pink, and then inside they were normal, like yellowish or like whitish, and they taste like raspberries. So you eat a banana, but it tastes like a raspberry. So I need to look that up, if that is just like a GMO kind of thing, like people created that, or if that is like a traditional, like a real fruit that just naturally developed, or if that's like a crossover. So it's called red banana, and I need it in English, not German, because I don't want to translate while reading.
I wouldn't expect anybody else from a guy like
Red bananas are a group of varieties of bananas with reddish purple skin. Some are smaller and plumper than the common Cavendish banana, others much larger. Ripe, raw red bananas have a flesh that is creamy to light pink. They are also softer and sweeter than the yellow Cavendish varieties, some with a slightly tangy raspberry flavor. Yeah, I didn't imagine it. I thought I'm just imagining it because of the color. I was like, maybe my head is just making it up that it tastes like raspberry because it's raspberry colored. But it's the first time I'm reading this, I promise. So that's really, really cool that they say raspberry flavor, because that's really what it is. Many red bananas are exported by producers in East Africa, Asia, South America. They have more beta-carotene and vitamin C than the yellow bananas, and more iron and potassium. Higher vitamin C. Yeah, I wish I could get them here. I bet they have them at some international markets around here. There's an international market that sells very cool fruit and vegetables. Maybe I'll look there. I hate waste. Yeah, me too. Totally. I always find it interesting that the type of bananas that artificial banana flavor was patterned after are now extinct. That's why banana flavored candy doesn't taste like bananas. Oh. See, I did not know that. I have to say that things that are flavored like banana are really delicious in my opinion. I think that flavor, if a banana could give me that flavor, I would eat them every day. But since they're kind of, I know my husband is not supposed to hear that because he loves bananas. I would say bananas are kind of mid, to be fair. I love banana flavor, what you just said. So if there was the OG banana that had that flavor, I'll be all about it. But a banana, the way it tastes nowadays, is okay, I would say. Chris is good. Okay. Thank you. You got it. Same with tomatoes and peppers. Yes, they're all nightshadow plants. I think that's how you translate it. We say Nachtschatten. Can you guys all say that? Nachtschatten. It's like sound. It clears out your throat. I think that's why Germans never have a I don't know, sinus infection, because you always do like a lot every day when we talk. No, I do have sinus infections in Germany too. That was just a joke. But yeah, Nachtschattengewächse. I gotta look that up. Nachtschattengewächse. What a word. Nachtschattengewächse. This is all one word, by the way. It's pretty long. But yeah, Solanceae is the Latin. And I need this in English, please. No German, only English. I just hate translating something in my head when I read it out. Okay, so nightshade is the right word. Solanaceae, commonly known as the nightshades, okay, that's better, is a family of flowering plants in the order Solanaceae, blah blah. It contains approximately 2,700 species, ornamental plants, and agricultural crops. Many members have a high alkaloid content, making some highly toxic. That's why they're toxic if you eat them raw, some of them. But many, such as tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, and peppers, are commonly used in food. But some people are very sensitive to tomatoes. I was one of them. As a kid, I was a little bit allergic to tomatoes because they have toxins in it, and humans are not really supposed to eat those nightshades. So I think they're more tolerable if you cook them. So some people say you should still not eat them. And the tobacco plant is also part of this class of plants. Sorry guys if I'm boring you. I just love reading about things. And yeah, a lot of them have nicotines in it too. But yeah. I believe the Proto-Inca were the first to cultivate potatoes. I think so, Shuriken. I think that's what I learned in school. That's my understanding. Okay, yeah, me too. Meg just told me that the bananas in question went functionally extinct in the 50s and 60s because of some kind of fungus, but there are still a few places that grow them at a huge price. Huh, that is really interesting. I agree. Let me look it up. Banana flavored bananas extinct. Yeah, my Google must think I'm like an idiot the way I like look up stuff and how I like type questions, or like the way I've you know, formulate questions for Google. And they're probably like, what do you want from me? So the banana you were referring to is called the Großmichel banana, or Michael, Großmichel banana, which was nearly wiped out in the 50s due to a fungus. So you were absolutely correct. The bananas we eat today are from the Cavendish family, so this is a different family of bananas. Do Großmichel bananas still exist? It's extremely rare and difficult to find. Wow, that is so sad. Imagine having banana that actually tastes like banana candy. It's sad that animals going extinct, but bananas going extinct is also very sad. Oh well. Let me see where the name comes from. That is so funny. Not for you guys, but for me, this is so funny. Okay, guys, since you're in this stream right now, I will do a little game with you next week. where you can win something. You can probably like a mug or something. I'll design something for you guys, and one person can win a mug, I think, or a t-shirt. We'll see. An item with something on it, like something funny, or like a cute picture of Oscar. I think maybe I'll let you choose what you want to have, and in case you want to participate. So I'm gonna make a little quiz. So listen closely, and because this question is gonna be part of the quiz. Rose Michael, often translated and known as Big Mike, important word, is an export cultivar of banana and was until the 1950s the main variety grown. Rose Michael make it an export produce. Thick peel, resilient. So yeah, it is. I was officially called Big Mike. That's all I'm gonna say, and yeah. I can't tell you why it's funny yet, but it's definitely funny to me. I'm gonna tell my husband, he's gonna laugh. Okay, so it happened in Panama. The infestation of Panama disease early in the 20th century. And there's actually a song about, yes, we have no bananas, that was made about that. Tragedy. Nightshade, yes. I just looked it up. Oscar, you wanna say hi? Come on, Oscar. Big Mac, come. Oscar. Big Mac. Ogre, yogurt. Ogre. Ogre. Eggnog. Eggnog. Huh? He's having an existential crisis because I keep calling him different names. Schatz, you wanna say hi? Come. You wanna say hi to Chat? Come on, come. Let's say hi to everyone. Yeah. They're all here for you. Yeah. You disturbed the show. What do you smell? You smell lemon? Are you tired? You want to try a lemon? You want to lick it? It's gonna be super sour. No? I'm gonna ask to have nothing. You want some food? Are you hungry? Yeah. I had a whole bag of crunchy fish. Oscar likes those little herrings or those little fish. Oscar Christopher says hi to you. He's wagging his tail. You remember that song? It was in children's cartoons. That's cool. Nice. I never heard about it. So learned something new today, or a lot of new things actually. But yeah, I had some dried fish for Oscar, but I have no idea where it went. But when I came home, the pantry door was open, so I think our cat, the big cat, took it out of the pantry, and it disappeared into nowhere. I looked everywhere, and it's gone. So I don't know if he ate it with the whole plastic package or. But that's what my cat does. Oka is a funny name too. Oka. Is it your new name? He has so many names. I call him so many different names all the time. So we can add Oka to the list. Schatzi. We only have flour. Can you smell flour? Oh, gotta sneeze. So dusty, huh? You want to smell coffee?
No.
Coffee? Ooh.
Somebody's chasing you.
This may be interesting, huh? You want to try some tea? Smell tea? I don't think I can open this with one hand. That's all I have up here, Schatzi. I know. Nothing good. None good. No yummy foods. I'm sorry. Hi.
Oh, no! Oh, dude! Holy shit.
Is it morning
So
in Japan?
close.
Ohio? Or
So close
I
inside.
forgot what you say in the evening. Not Kumbawa. Kumbawa? Ohio? I forgot.
Dude, there's a guy outside
Welcome,
the window.
welcome. I'm glad to see you here.
He's so close. I thought he got inside.
My neighbor's dog pulled a small
That's how close he
ham
was.
off his counter and ate it whole. He had to take it to emergency vet.
Oh.
Your neighbor's dog pulled ham off the counter and ate it whole? He ate the whole thing? He just swallowed it? That's crazy. Wow, no good thing vet exists. Or vets exist. That is rough.
No, he was so close though.
Okay, my banana bread is looking or feeling good. It's just, I forgot to add some fat to it, so I hope the sour cream will do the trick, so it's still a little bit moist. My bakes tend to be kind of healthy tasting sometimes, so I hope it's still okay. Konnichiwa. You had to take it to me. I'll reread that. I'm so sad I can't read Japanese. I wish. Japanese is definitely a language I want to learn. So I'm so upset I didn't take the Japanese lesson. I didn't take advantage of the Japanese professor we had in our institute, Chinese institute, because I could have just learned it for free by a really, really skilled guy. But oh well. Things you regret can't change the past, right? And maybe one day I'll still be able to learn Japanese. Are there any foods from Germany that are popular there but strange here? Any foods you miss or find hard to acquire? Oh, for sure. There's many crap. I was almost a part. Sorry, I'm reading something right now in German, so it's messing up my English. Just got a message on my computer. Yeah, there's many foods. I was about to post a picture this morning almost about a food that I miss from Germany, but I'll probably do it this weekend. And one thing my husband always thinks is super weird is that I miss white asparagus. So I like the white asparagus over green asparagus. And I will actually have the white asparagus, how it's grown, in a video from Germany that I will upload after the Florida videos. I still have to cut them. Rika knows the struggle. I have all the material, but just the editing is always so not strenuous, and I do love it. I do love editing, but it just takes so much time and patience. But yeah, I will talk about white asparagus or asparagus in that Germany vlog. And yeah, that's one thing I miss. I miss Döner kebab. So you know kebab probably here. It's kind of like a gyro, but a little bit different. I'll post a picture of it here in my community post in the next few days. It's different from gyro. And that's one thing I miss. It's like a Turkish-German cuisine. So it's made by a Turkish guy that came to Germany and probably 50s or something. I would have to look it up. I don't know exactly when döner became a thing, but it's everywhere. So how you have Mexican restaurants here everywhere, we have Turkish döner kebab restaurants everywhere, in case you never heard about it. Herkunft. And even my husband, he says he misses Döner a lot. Right, Schatzi?
Yes.
Döner?
Yes.
What's the food you miss the most from Germany? Schatz?
Döner.
Döner? Okay, yeah, he says Döner. Same here. I think it's just so refreshing. It's like there's different versions, there's different breads. Like some are like square shape, but most of them are like kind of like a pita bread, like a pocket, like a little bread pocket, and then they're stuffed with salad and cabbage and yogurt sauce and meat, like the shaved meat, you know, that like the gyro thing that rotates around the grill or the fire. It's the same but different. It tastes much better in my opinion than yours or yours.
Martha, can I drink this?
No, that's mine.
Okay.
Thank you. You have your protein powder. This is my protein powder.
Yeah.
I don't have any other than this, and I need some too. How else would my muscles grow? I think honestly a doner video is a video on its own that I have to make when I'm in Germany. I'm gonna make a doner video for you guys just to show you. I think it's really interesting and it's so good, and yeah, I'll show you. And I actually ate a doner in one of my Germany vlogs, I think. What's another thing that I miss here? Many things I can get here in America, just more expensive. If I would still eat meat on a regular basis, I think Weißwurst, it's like a white sausage that you have to peel the skin off, and then you have to like kind of like, it sounds very weird, like suck it out of the peel. Because Zutzeln, there's an extra verb for that, just for that. Eating that sausage has like its extra word, like an extra verb, how to eat that. So that's how important it is. In Bavaria, it's like a big thing in Bavaria. So you eat the Weißwurst for the breakfast. You have some sweet mustard, like the grainy one, and then you have a pretzel with it and a beer, obviously, for breakfast, like a light beer, nothing crazy.
How did I know you? You told me it's sold bread.
So she survived. Oh, he survived. Cost a fortune. I believe it. Well, I'm glad that she or he survived it. You love a good quiz? Okay, that's good. We'll have a little quiz then. And you guys will be able to answer it, I'm pretty sure. At least that one question. I see that's interesting regarding Turkish food. Döner kebab? Yes, döner kebab. Is it lamb meat? It is lamb meat, yeah, it is lamb, or nowadays you also have a lot of chicken options, or it can be beef, as long as it's not pork. Turkish people don't eat any pork, but so they have a lot of sausages that are made out of, like sucuk is a Turkish sausage. It's very common in Germany too, on pizzas and all that kind of stuff. That's a beef sausage, like purely beef, and then there's lamb, like you said, for the doner kebab, more expensive though, and chicken doner, or you just have a vegetarian with feta cheese or halloumi cheese. Cordon bleu, is that how you spell it? Yeah, you spelled that perfectly fine. That's another thing. I liked eating that when I was younger. My dad, for those that don't know, my dad is a chef, so he learned cooking at a very good German restaurant, so he's very skilled with making traditional German foods, and he's a really cool guy. So in his 60s, he transitioned from meat to a vegan just because of me and my sister, and he remade all those traditional recipes that we know from our childhood or from that he knows from his cooking career, and he remade them into vegan versions, and they were all so good, sublime, as Shuriken would say. I like that word a lot, so I'm trying to use it or incorporate it into my vocabulary. Okay, I think the banana bread needs 10 more minutes, and then we can try it. That was my favorite German dish. Yeah, it is really delicious. So cordon bleu, for everyone that doesn't know, it's a chicken schnitzel or a chicken fillet, chicken breast, but a little bit thinner, and you cut it open in half, so you make like a butterfly shape out of the chicken breast, and then you stuff the chicken with cheese, usually some Swiss cheese. Yeah, that's one thing. Crab. Your cheeses here are called different than our cheeses, so I had a little bit of trouble with that, and also our breads and those kind of things. Just like the way you name things was a little bit different for me, or to find certain cheeses here, that's a big thing for me. But yeah, cordon bleu is chicken, cheese, and then you put a piece of thick ham into it, and then you close it, and then you put breading around it, and then you just fry it in a pan. And then when you cut it open, the cheese will come out. So this is the most, I call it naughty dish, because it is so it has cheese in it, because usually we don't, in Germany we're not about like cheese crust or cheese stuff or frying stuff a lot. So I think this is our version of having like a cheese crust or something, you know, or something not very healthy but delicious. Kind of like a, not a cheat food, but like a Sunday food, you know, when you want to treat yourself kind of meal, for special occasions. So that's definitely a very good one. I like Spätzle. Did you know Spätzle, Christopher? The Kässpätzle, cheese Spätzle with some roasted onions on top or caramelized onions. So good. I have to make that with you guys in the stream. It takes a little bit longer because you have to hand scratch them into the water. So that will take a little bit. So I might just do that. I mean, why not? Just talk while I make it. So why not? That's probably even a good idea, because usually our live streams are pretty long, so I have enough time to make Spätzle. But that's definitely one of my favorite German foods, the Spätzle. You're familiar with cordon bleu? It's actually pretty common to find. Oh, really? Okay. You just heat it in the oven. Never had one from scratch. I prefer it from scratch, but I never had one here in America, so maybe I'll try it. Or let my husband try it. I'm not a huge fan of meat, but I'm not, if it's just about trying, I'll try it. It's not that I'm like, that I think I'll die if I eat a piece of meat or something, you know. But I'll see. Maybe I can make a video about this, like trying to find German foods in America and see how they can compare with the original. And one thing I always think is funny is, for example, German chocolate cake. So here those cake mixes that you can buy, or those baked cakes at Walmart or Kroger, and they are called German chocolate cakes. But they're not German chocolate cakes, so I wonder where the name comes from. And I want to look it up right now. German chocolate cake origin, because it is not German chocolate cake. Where did German chocolate cake originate? Even though the cake is called German, it wasn't brought over from Germany. Instead, it originated in Dallas, Texas in '57, but just like the cake, its history is much richer than that. So it's from good old Texas. It is not German, so the name is misleading. So when I first saw it, I was like, I need to buy myself a piece of this German chocolate cake, in the anticipation that I will have something that beams me back into Germany just by eating a bite, but it wasn't anything that I knew. So I never looked into it, why it's called German chocolate cake, but I just thought about it. Well, we learned something new, or I did. You probably already knew. You remember Spätzle? Nice. Yeah, they're so good. I love cheese Spätzle. And there's definitely other stuff. Like if you ask my husband, he'll probably bring up other stuff that I miss or that I talk about a lot. But I'm trying to think of any right now. But yeah, cheeses were definitely one big thing. Or how you call breads, like French bread, Italian bread. Because I remember going to the store, and when I first came here, I was like, "Do you guys have ciabatta?" And they're like, "Ciabatta? What do you mean?" I was just referring to like a French, Italian style bread. Just things like that. Or I was asking for like a cheese, you know, a cheese name, and they're like, "We have Swiss cheese," but I'm getting used to it now, so I'm just learning the different words you have for things. Or like spaghetti with meat sauce, we would call it pasta bolognese, you know, just like the Italian name for it. So just little things like that I have to adapt to, that I'm not used to, that we call differently. Or chicken Alfredo. I was like, what is chicken Alfredo? Why is everyone talking about chicken Alfredo, giving it an Italian name? I highly doubt it is actually Italian, but maybe it is. I'm gonna look it up. That always interested me. Chicken Alfredo. Oh, I was totally wrong. fettuccine alfredo is actually originating in Rome in the early 20th century, and it's now popular in the United States. Huh. Okay, I take it back. Chicken alfredo is actually Italian. Okay, good. I learned something new. Bread is my weakness. I love bread. Oh yes, mine too. I know it's really not good for you to eat every day, but or at least people say it's not. I don't know if it's actually that bad. I think it really depends on what kind of bread you have. Here in town we have a German bakery and they make everything from scratch and it's all sourdough and they're actually German. So they make a pretty good bread. It's not the same as at home just because the flour they use is different and I don't know. It's tiny little bit Americanized, not totally, but it's not the same. It doesn't have as much of a crust as I would like to. I like having a hard bread, or like a crusty bread. I'm getting my banana bread out, by the way. But it is good. It's as good as it gets here. And I totally understand, Christopher. I have a weak spot for bread too. I feel like for me that's just in my blood. I grew up with bread. That was probably the first thing I ate as a baby. And yeah, in Germany it is really not a stereotype, or sometimes things can be stereotypical, you know, like us eating pretzels all the time, which is not true, although we eat quite a lot of pretzels now that I think about it. And I was also about to say that we don't drink beer every day, but then I'm like, yeah, maybe we do drink a lot of beer. Oh no, you're fine, Shuriken. Enjoy your Chinese food, your shrimp. I had shrimp too at the fish fry. So welcome to the club. Oh, it's Friday, that's why you're probably ordering the Chinese shrimp, right? The fish, the day where you eat fish. Bon appetit or guten Appetit, as we say in German. What do you guys say before you have dinner? Except for maybe a prayer, like some of you. Not assuming you guys are Christian. I don't want to assume anyone's religion. But do you have something that you say before dinner? Like, enjoy your meal? Is that normal here? I've never heard any of my friends saying anything like that. But for us in Germany, we always say guten Appetit. That means have a good appetite. And I don't think I would ever not say it. Even here in America, when I'm eating with my friends, I will always say guten Appetit or bon appetit, just because they know that word a little bit better. So we always say that. Just part of the culture, I guess. That looks good. That's about it. That's funny. Okay, well, I mean, nothing wrong with that. Why not? You know what my grandma always said when she ate something that someone cooked for her? Maybe at a restaurant or friends or family, or if my dad cooked it for her. When they ask her, how was the food? Did you enjoy it? German grandmas are very direct. So she was always like, good thing I was hungry. I said, oh man, Oma, come on. Don't embarrass me like that. She would always find something to complain. My husband says complaining is probably the most German trait ever. We always find something to complain. If you can't find something to complain about, you are probably not German. This is our superhero energy. We'll always find something we can complain about, which is not good, but it's the truth. Come on, you silly bread. Are you stuck or what? Well, it looks a little pale. I don't like baked goods that are super dark, so I took it out a little bit too early maybe. I think I added a little bit too much moisture to it, but please don't judge me. I'm not a baker. I love cooking, but baking is, I don't know. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, my grandma, she was a funny gal. She was very ladylike, but at the same time also kind of rude. It's kind of a weird mix. Oh, that's a gooey goop. Maybe it needs to bake longer. It tastes good. It's just very gooey. That's my banana bread, don't judge. It looks really good, okay? Here's all of my adult life with wife and children. We always say grace before meals. Oh, I like that. You're lying, but I like it. Keep lying to me. It looks really good, doesn't it? No, I'm kidding. It's a little goopy. Ew, it has a rusty hair in it. Good thing we're live. Oh well, it's all about being real, right? Who likes fake stuff? And I never claimed to be a baker, so you're here. You're not forced to learn from me. But yeah, please use an actual recipe for banana bread. Don't use mine. Mine is definitely way too gooey, so I need to eat that with a spoon probably. I sometimes say the meal prayer in Latin. Antiquity of the church. That's cool. I can, like, that's cool that you speak it, or that you can say that in Latin. I could say it in Chinese, but I don't think I would add any antiquity to it. It would just make it very weird. But I like that about the Catholic Church, that they have some Latin in it. Just because what you said, it just adds something to it, some vibe, some flavor, or antiquity, like you said, just to remind us about the origins and how old it already is. We went to the Catholic Church today after the fish fry. They had those stations where you go to. Because our friend is Catholic, so we just joined her. You know, never bad to learn from people, from their traditions or what they do, or I don't know. I'm very interested in what other people do and what they like. So we read all those 12 stations, and about the crucifixion. Is that the English word for it? That was really intense, and I like that, just to get reminded of the hardships that took place. Just so far away from our nowadays life. It's hard to fathom. So it just brings you back down to earth, I guess. I kind of like this goopy stuff. I like consistencies like that, but it's probably not for everyone. So, like I said, if you make banana bread, please use like a real banana bread recipe. And don't just mix it together like I did. But since I'm not serving this to anyone but myself, it's okay. And it tastes really good. It's really tasty. Just the texture is a little bit off. You want to eat? I give you a little bit. Thank you, my friend. Oishi. Oishi desu. Or ma. I think you say ma, right? Hontoni oishi desu. Is that right? Did I say that right? Your husband isn't interested? In what? Crab?
Is this just to research it or make it?
The Stations of the Cross, yes. Your mother always made banana bread? Nice, that's cool. We never really had banana bread in my family. That was not really a thing. I think it's more like a modern thing for us in Europe. I don't think banana bread was a very common thing. Same with cornbread, by the way. I've never had cornbread in my life until I came to America. Can you believe that? Is that weird for you guys in America? Or mac and cheese? I never had mac and cheese before. Or what's another thing I never had? Corn dog. Ugh. Corn dog. The person that invented corn dog should be in prison. I think it is such a bad invention. But I don't know, maybe you guys like it. I don't like corn dog at all. I don't like cornbread at all. Cornbread needs to be banned. I kind of accept the one with the sugar in it, like a little sweetness and like some cream corn. But the dry cornbread, and then my husband telling me I'm eating crisp bread for breakfast, like knäckebrot, crisp bread. I'll show you which one. One thing, crap that I missed about Germany, the crisp bread. It's like this consistency. It is really hard. Isn't it the crunchiest crunch ever? But this is fire. This is so good. And I'm so glad that I found it here. So this was one thing I just remembered. Crap. One thing I missed. Anyways, I was trying to say, he says that this is dry, which is totally true. This is dry as shit, but cornbread is dry on another level. Whenever I try to swallow that, I feel like I'm suffocating. Like I need like a whole jug of water just to get a piece of cornbread down my throat. This is dry too, but that he complains about this being dry, but then he loves cornbread, it's just hypocrisy. Is corn popular in general in Germany? For animal feed, which I understand. No, I'm not trying to talk bad about corn. Corn is important for the world, and we do have it like canned corn sometimes for like pasta salad. I'm trying to think of the moments I ever had corn. Corn was on the list as a kid of the things that I always hated. Now I like it. The fresh one, the canned corn, I still can't stand. But fresh corn is good. Or corn on the cob. That's how you call it, right? Corn on the cob. That's sometimes what we have for like a barbecue party. But it's more like an exotic kind of food, you know, like fancy. Like, ooh, you got corn? Where did you get that from, you know? Because usually when people grow corn in Germany, it's for the animal feed because it's the hard version. Like it's that, it's not soft corn, it's hard corn. So those seeds are so hard, like you can use them as ammunition. Cornbread was popular in my family. My husband's too, and most people here that I know. So I'm sorry guys, I'm not trying to talk bad about cornbread. I know it's a traditional food here. I'm just being silly. I'm just being too German, complaining about stuff, even though no one's forcing me to eat it. So I probably like some stuff that you guys would hate. So we all got a different taste, and it's totally okay. Corn dogs have their place, but they aren't gourmet food by any means. Well, it doesn't even have to be gourmet food. I'm not saying everything needs to be gourmet food. Like we definitely have some foods too, like this. Like this is not a gourmet food, but it's fire for me. But for you, maybe that would be like a piece of like cardboard, you know, comparable. I know if you like it, maybe you would like it, but it just is those things that we grew up on, you know. I think it's just more like a nostalgic feeling, and our taste buds just adapting to it, or just like it creates those, or it's like
No, you got me.
Yeah, kind of like nostalgia. I guess that's the same for you guys with cornbread. It's the same for me with crisp bread. Because if you look at it, it's probably, or if you eat it for the first time, it's probably not that good. But for me, it tastes good in my head. You know what? You probably wouldn't think that, but this stuff, crisp bread with a little bit, here we go again, Nutella on top of this and a little bit of butter in between. Ooh, ooh, yum, that is good. Hi, Pink. I'm just talking about German crisp bread right now and American cornbread. Cornbread is good with bean soup. Yeah, I had cornbread with soup. It's definitely better. I would tolerate it. So
Alright, it's not gonna be a hot dog to play Fortnite.
I can definitely see that it's good with some soup. It depends on how it's made. Yeah, sometimes they're just like so dry. My dad makes it with buttermilk and ate it like cereal. Wow, okay. Well, maybe, yeah, if you add some like more fluid to it or liquid, I can imagine it could be better at least. Corn dogs, oh, we read that. It's like a big crouton. Yeah, kinda. It's a little bit different. It has a different flavor to croutons. It has a very like burnt bread flavor. Schatzi, how would you describe crisp bread?
Dry.
Dry, says the cornbread lover. You have the corn for eating sweet corn and the animal feed corn. Field corn, exactly, that's the one I was looking for. Yeah, feed corn, or field corn. That's the one we grow everywhere in Germany. All summer, you'll just see cornfields over cornfields, but we never eat corn, so as kids, we always wonder what happens to the corn, but then we found out it's just for the animals, because we have so many cows. But not enough pastures for the cows, so they have to stay inside and eat corn. Do you remember the farmers in Germany feeding ensilage to dairy cattle? Ensilage, do you mean that wet hay, that smelly good one? It smells really good if we're talking about the same thing. We call it Silo. I don't know if you're talking about that one or if you have the same thing in mind. Ensilage. But I think Silo might be the thing you're talking about. It is like a moist hay that's kind of fermented, right? And it smells so good. I was horse riding for 10 years almost as a teenager, and every time I fed the horses that stuff, I was always tempted to try a little bit just because it smelled so good. I know I'm crazy, but it's very specific or interesting smell. Really good. The Second Vatican Council took place in 68. Among other things, they decided that the Mass and the rites should be said in the vernacular language. Everything was in Latin. Huh. 68.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Thanks for letting me know. That's interesting. I still need you and my husband to have a conversation about Catholicism. I think he would really enjoy that. Next time we are driving through Georgia, we'll let you know. Maybe we all can go for some Chinese food and have some shrimp. Me too. Pink. Nutella always been one of my cravings as a kid, or I grew up on it. Especially on Knäckebrot. So yummy. Nihongo yotsu desu ne? Ne? What's that, Shuriken? Nihongo yotsu desu ne? Aroma was amazing. Okay, so we talk about the same thing. Yeah, that's cool that you say that too, because I remember my friends always say it stinks. So that's cool that you say that you like the aroma too. Because it really is. Do you still feed that? Do you guys know that? If you're still feeding those That's silage or silo stuff. I haven't seen that in Germany in a while, I think. Maybe I'm just not, because I'm not feeding horses anymore, so I don't know. But I haven't seen those things laying around. Usually you see those white hay balls because they're wrapped in like a foil for the fermenting process. But I haven't seen them last summer I was there.
They had like a little fish fry and everything. You know, they also have baseball stuff as well, like that. And then,
By the way,
I guess they have like a mystery.
those crisp bread, the brand is called Vasa. It is a German brand. So that's a very traditional one. It was originated 1919. So it's over 100 years old. And they have different ones. They have Swedish style, they have German style, and sesame, blah, 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 yogurt. Look for the one that has the least ingredients. And some of them have more ingredients than others, like unnecessary stuff. But they're pretty good. They're very clean. They only have like flour, yeast, water, and salt in it usually. So I can really recommend if you're looking for like a clean snack. But yeah, get yourself a glass of water so you don't choke on it, because the first few times is definitely rough. I definitely had crab. So I absolutely didn't like school. I liked elementary school, but like you see me here pulling up stuff and trying to like look for facts and stuff. I like reading, or I always loved reading. So in school, I was always the kid that was sitting by herself in a corner reading books. So I was really like a bookworm. And I liked nature, so I always had my nature books, and my dad took me out into nature a lot, so I was very nature focused, and just I liked learning stuff instead of playing with kids for some reason. So I was called the professor for elementary school, and called weird because I didn't enjoy young kids for some reason. I had like a few close friends, but for the most part I like being by myself out in nature, doing photography or drawing or writing or reading, all that kind of stuff. And in middle school I had some bullies, but it's not the same level of bullies as it is here in America. Like they don't really like get physical or anything like that. It's more like an emotional bullying, I would say. So yeah, I did get bullied during middle school for being very shy and yeah, just being like a bookworm, you know, that kind of stuff. Looking back, I think it's silly because, you know, now I wouldn't care anymore. But back then, I definitely was a little hurt because reason why I was very shy was because my mom died when I was in middle school. So I was just very sad and just very introvert at that time, more than usual. So I just liked being by myself and keep to myself. But then got bullied for that, and then I got bullied for being too skinny because I was always very slim. And then when I got older, you know, as a girl, you get some other stuff, and then I was like, you're too skinny for having that. You had surgery. And I was like, I didn't have surgery, just like how it is. And then I had to prove that I didn't get surgery in the girls' changing room, blah, blah. Kind of got pressured into that. So that was definitely a rough time, middle school. And then later in high school, well, it even went into first year of high school or second year of high school. And then later high school, everything was okay, and
Shit.
I was pursued by guys, and it completely did like a shift from like being bullied into like being pursued, and like it was definitely a weird transition. That I don't know. Yeah, school was just weird to me. And now I'm glad that I'm not in school anymore. And university was completely different. University was chill. Being around people that like to learn and read books, you know, that was just my vibe.
Yep, he's coming. He's on his way.
How about yourself? Did you guys like school? Did you ever get bullied, or were you bullies yourself? I think I was a bully for when I got into the older grades of high school. I turned into a bully for a couple months just because, you know, not being the bullied anymore and being the popular kid kind of, especially in like your teenage years, kind of just messes with your brain, just like this like shift of power. But I absolutely regret that, and I hated it. Thinking back, I feel really bad for that. It was only for a couple months, but still doesn't make it better. But I just think children are really mean sometimes, including myself and the people I dealt with. Like, children are just something else. They're amazing and they're cool, but they can also be really mean. So I'm definitely not missing those times. Yeah, you should keep an eye out for the crisp bread. It's really cool for traveling or camping. I love taking it out for camping because it just stays fresh and you don't need to store it any fancy way, you know, just keep it in your car or your tent. It's really cool for those kind of things.
He's building. Yeah. Oh shit.
The mass that I went to with my friend, they had a little bit of Latin, but it wasn't like full Latin, obviously. They used to do Latin mass. Oh wow, like fully Latin? That's interesting. I never heard that. I think we have in Germany, in my village, we had a lot of Latin in it, but not fully.
Yeah, I should have switched my one guy. Take out that one guy. If I took him out, I would have been solid.
Thank you, Crab.
But I didn't.
And yeah, I don't mind sharing it. It happened a while ago, so I'm really okay with that. And yeah, there's definitely bullies in Germany. If that was the main question you had, if it's, you probably want to know if it's different from America, but there's definitely bullies in Germany as well. I think that is everywhere.
Yeah,
And
it's not even fair.
but from what I know from movies, like from those high school movies, those American high school movies,
It's the same. Have you ever played Apex?
I don't know if it's true. It's just what I've seen in movies, so I couldn't tell. But your bullies in movies at least seem really rough. So I don't know if that's a real thing or if that's just portrayed in movies and just exaggerated. But yeah, I think they're really everywhere. I don't think there's countries where there's no bullies. I think that's unfortunately just part of growing up and finding out who you are and finding out how to socialize and how to find your group of people and just the whole thing of growing up, you know, it's all part of it. I did my fair share of teasing when I was younger. I was also teased plenty of times. You and I sound very similar in regards to interests. Nice. Yeah, I guess maybe that's how we all found each other here on the channel, because we might all have some similar interests or are a little bit similar. And yeah, I always was friends with the outcast. I hate that word, but you just trying to explain, where I know most people know what I'm referring to, but yeah, just not a fan of that word. But just thinking back, they were just so much cooler than the mean kids, like the actual cool kids, quotation marks. And now I know that, but back then it was just different. I went to a small rural school and everyone got along well. Huh, that sounds pretty cool, Christopher. It sounds like you had a good school and a good class or community. I wish that was the case everywhere. I'm happy to hear that though. I'm happy you didn't have to go through the whole bullying bullshit. Kids can be cruel. I was bullied until I was about 13. After that, I stopped. Too scared to give me trouble anymore. Yeah, as a guy, you're a little bit more intimidating to other kids when you're older. It's because they're usually a little bit stronger than girls. Not everyone, obviously. I don't want to generalize, but oftentimes I would say so.
There he is. Shot that blast.
I've always found that, and I'm sorry, Shuriken, that you had to deal with bullies yourself. I know how that can even shape you as an adult, or your self-awareness. Like, it will always be part of me, I think, or, but hopefully not in a bad way necessarily. I think people either turn into the bullies after they got bullied and they stay there, or they snap out of it and they will turn into the opposite and try to actually be more compassionate and understanding and not try to exclude anyone and learn from it and become a better version of themselves instead of the opposite. But I think it can go both ways for many people. I've always found that the way girls bully each other is in a lot of ways more harsh than the way guys bully. I don't know. I never was a guy. I never grew up as a guy, so I don't know how it is for you. But I can see the point because it's a little bit more in an emotional and manipulative and like behind your back kind of way. Yeah, it's definitely different, I would say. It's not just like, let's fight it out and like punch each other, and then we're done and then we know who's stronger. It's kind of more like a longer game. That's what I said when I had to I didn't have to, but just like proving certain things to them even though I didn't need to, just stuff like that. It's like emotional manipulation. So I could definitely see that. I think girls are a little bit more like that. It seems to be true in many cases. Yes, I agree. I said something mean to a neighbor girl once and my dad wore my ass out. Learned a lesson. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't want to say I'm glad that he did that, but it still sounds like you had like a harmonious neighborhood and no kid bullied each other, so that's good. Have you ever seen real women fight? I have seen real women fight. I watch UFC fights. And those women fights are also really good. Pops was a real one. Sounds like it. The traditional method, so to say.
What happened?
Vanya. Who's Vanya? Oh, is that a friend of yours? Sure can. That's funny. Crab definitely was. Behave yourself or I'll ban you. Hi Vanya, so I guess that's your real name. You don't have to run off, Vanya, I'm just kidding around. Where do you know each other from? Are you friends from your YouTube channel or from Marco? I think I had like at least like 1 or 2 people here that visited me after they watched Marco's stream. So I feel like we have a lot of followers in common. Marco, you, Shuriken, and me.
What's up?
Crab, you were from Michigan, right? I just try to remember where everyone's from.
Ain't no way. Rika's, one of her friends, we didn't even think about it. Where do you want to go?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Shots.
Let's go.
Sorry, my husband talking about me.
Yeah, Rika's friend, like, saw that her packages were outside, and she was like, do you ever steal them? Rika was like, no. She was like, well, it'd be so easy for you to steal them. Until she said that, because I didn't even
Nice,
think about it.
that's cool.
Until she
I love
said it, I was
the
like,
growing
I guess it
community.
is really easy to steal it.
I was not expecting to make so many
Crazy.
like cool connections here on YouTube. So I'm really happy about that. So many people with similar interests and just kind people, you know.
Especially with, like,
Apart from all those trolls that I bump into once in a while, the good ones like you guys really totally outweigh the bad encounters. So even the troll we had yesterday, the funny one, I called him Gerard. I don't know why I called him Gerard and not Jared or Garrett. I gave him for me it sounded French, Gerard. He was definitely a troll, but a funny one.
You get shot at.
But Marco sometimes gets really nasty ones. I do too sometimes. But he just has a lot more viewers. So I think that's just why the amount of trolls he gets is just higher in general. From Michigan. Yeah, I have a good memory sometimes. Like my memory is selective. So I have a kind of like a photographic memory with things. And I'm bad with dates and numbers, but I'm very good with people's names and where they're from and those kind of like connections. So yeah, I try to remember where people that I see more often here in the channel. I call them the YouTube friends. I try to remember where everyone's from and roughly what they're doing and all that. I'm not saying I can remember all of it, but I'm trying. That's definitely the benefit of being a small YouTube channel. I feel like the connections can be closer and you know each other a little bit, you know, instead of having like so many people here and you don't really remember anyone. So I honestly like having this amount of people here. I think it's a cool amount. It's just easy enough to remember, enough people where we can have a cool conversation and exchange and learn from each other. Trolls seem to come in every shape and size, and yeah, I hate to see the way that you guys are trolled.
No!
I may, well, more than it does you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me much. I'm sorry that it bothers you. I don't want you to be bothered at all. So if you ever feel like it's bothering you too much, or you don't want to deal with that, never feel forced to be my moderator. I would hate for anyone to feel forced to like be a moderator or, you know, feel forced to watch the stream or anything like that. So never feel forced. Whenever I come online and you guys feel like you want to watch Netflix or you don't want to watch me or you want to watch something else, please always feel free to watch something else. I always highly appreciate when you guys are here and I always enjoy talking to y'all. And you moderating the channel, Shuriken, obviously. But yeah, if it starts bothering you at some point, just let me know, and it's totally understandable. I have the same like with Marco when I see all those silly comments. It doesn't bother me, but I just think it's so unnecessary. Like people just get a hobby or like do something else. There's so many things right now you could do instead of being on someone's channel just to troll. I just don't understand. I have a hard time
It's not.
understanding people sometimes.
You know how like
When it's just so out of my
like your barrel will be like stuck inside of the wall. But
my own personality, like so far away from what I would do, or yeah, that's when I really struggle. So I don't get upset about the person itself, or just get upset about me not being able to like grasp why they're doing that.
Just aim wherever that dot is on your site, and you're good to go. I'm like, okay.
I noticed that you do have a good memory. I appreciate that. I have friends that tell me the opposite, is they have the worst memory, but like I said, it really depends. Like some things I remember, sometimes I don't. I would say so. I would say I have a good memory. Yeah, so thank you that you say that too. I have a really hard time remembering people's names these days. I think I just don't care that much anymore. Oh yeah, totally. I understand that. When I have small talk in real life, when people introduce themselves to me, and I know that I will probably never see them again or talk to them much, or then it's hard to like put some effort in. For some reason, when I read it, like here, when you guys write it to me, it's easier for me to remember because, like I said, I have a little bit of a photographic memory. Not like a highly intelligent person level, like very far off that, but it's closer to being photographic. So it's easy for me to remember it when I read it, like when I see it. So maybe that's why. But if people introduce themselves to me with names, I'll definitely forget their names for the first few times. And I definitely agree with you, Crab. I don't care that much sometimes, just because I feel like I already have a good amount of friends in like a friend circle, and it's already hard for me to like make time, and or make time for YouTube and all that, and hang out with you guys. And so the capacity to meet more people is pretty low for me. So that's why I'm usually not very interested in doing small talk with people. So I definitely understand. I'm happy to moderate. I'm glad that I can take care of the bad stuff when it shows up. Thank you, Shuriken. I appreciate it. Sometimes when you moderate, I just imagine you throwing like a shuriken at a bad troll for them to disappear. I think it's just like that image is like in my head, because you're just the shuriken jutsu guy, the martial arts master. You control that, the guy in last night's stream like a boss.
Do not do that. We were like, do what?
Oh, that guy? Yeah, I just don't. I stopped taking stuff too seriously in many ways. Like, it's just not worth it. It's just putting too much stress on me and others. So, just let people be crazy and do their thing, but I don't let that go into my head, or change my mental state. At least I'm trying. Sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes things get to me, I'm just a human after all. But most of the times, I think it's just because I'm not trying to see bad comments in an offensive way. I don't see it as something about me. I see the comment more about a revelation about the person, it's themselves. So I feel like they say more about them than they say about me, and I try to like feel bad for them or just be compassionate and think that something bad might have happened to them or they're just projecting. So that's why it's easier for me to just oversee it or overlook it and not get bothered by it. But it does not always work, obviously, but I'm trying. The days blend together. I don't even remember exactly what it was. I know, it's crazy. Sometimes I feel like that too. I'm like, what did we talk about yesterday? Was that today? Was it yesterday? Was that a week ago? And I definitely understand. So maybe I should take like a week off so we all get a little break of the live stream, and we're not it's not all mixing up in our head or blending together. Of the mental image. Yeah, sometimes I just imagine that. Like also when you're in Marco's stream, I just see like throwing the shurikens. Shuriken throwing the shuriken. I also think it's funny that we call you Shuriken. The troll that came by is trolling, honestly. That was wacky. You mean the one yesterday? Yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was just weird. Like, it was definitely a very weird trolling. I definitely think he had a few Guinness too much or whatever he was drinking. It was definitely late in Manchester, so I'm trying to not think too much about it. But yeah, we meet some interesting people here, don't we? It's always cool to see how many different people are out there, what people are struggling with, and how much of a need for attention people have. And I feel like social media is definitely contributing a lot into that. I'm not trying to open this whole can of social media is bad for you, but yeah, I think a lot of social interactions are going missing, and people really crave that feeling of being seen and being with each other, talking to each other. So they're just trying to do it, but in a bad way. So, oh well, what can you do, right? I wouldn't take any insults or trolling towards you seriously if I were you. There really isn't anything wrong with you at all. Basically, insult. I don't know, but I'm trying to get there. I think the more I get exposed to it, the harder the shell gets. Harte Schale, weicher Kern. Hard shell, soft core. I definitely do have a very soft core, I would say. I don't want to say I have a hard shell. I don't think I do have a hard shell. I just think I don't know what I said. I try to like be understanding. But yeah, thank you, Crab, for saying that. I appreciate it a lot. Being called Shuriken is pretty cool. I like it, but you can always call me Ryan too. Either way, in high school, everyone called me General, so I'm used to a nickname. The General? Oh, funny. Okay, do you know why they called you General? That's funny how they called you General and me the Professor. I think it would have been a cool clique back then. Did you guys have any nicknames or in middle school, high school? Did you get called any weird names? That'd be funny if you did, so we could all have the click of the, I don't know. Yeah, I think I was professor for the longest time, but then later on, definitely not anymore. But I'm glad that you like the name Shuriken. I would never ask you if you think it's okay to call you Shuriken. I just did just because of your name here on YouTube, so I just called you Shuriken. But I might mix it up with Ryan, or just like, you know, so I don't call you Shuriken and forget about your real name. It's like in Germany when people call each other those nicknames all the time, and then they forget about people's actual names. No nicknames for you? Just Frank. Nice to meet you, Frank. And nice to meet you, Ryan. It's the first time I'm using you guys' real names. Why crab with a knife, by the way? Crab, if you want to answer it. I wondered. I'm still munching my banana bread, by the way. It's getting better now that it's cold. And Shuriken, I know your name, where your name comes from, that's why I didn't ask. And Christopher has a normal name, Christopher. And almost no one knew why they called me the General, but everyone knew me by that name. Even if they didn't know my real name, I guess they assumed there was a cool reason. I mean, the General is not the worst name to be called, I guess. It sounds pretty cool, actually. It sounds like you had a very, I want to say high rank or high position, but it sounds like you were respected by your folks. So I think the General sounds pretty fun and cool. My son was my oldest, and his classmates called him Professor. He was so broad and his interests. That's cool that I share the same nickname with your oldest son. Very neat. Also very cool about your daughter, Christopher, what you told me earlier. I told my husband about it, and he thought it was very cool. So he said she probably will be a captain pretty soon. That's what he told me. I told him what she's doing, and he said that he assumes that she will be a captain. You mean my YouTube username? Yes, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek. I collect knives and thought it was funny.
No. Yeah, I lost a lot of.
And you collect knives? Nice. My husband just got a Swiss Army knife. I know it's probably not fancy like your knives when you're a knife collector. He just got a Swiss Army knife from a friend. And it's a really old one. And he likes it a lot just because it has so many functions. My dad, I think, collected knives too. But we don't have them anymore. My aunts called me Chrissy. I hate it. Chrissy. My blue eyes and blonde hair. That's funny. Chrissy. I like that. I'm not gonna call you Chrissy, don't worry, but I think that's funny. Okay guys, I gotta take you over here real quick because I'm running out of batteries, so I have to say bye soon. Although I have it on a charger now, but I don't wanna occupy you guys' evenings. I was suspected to a ridiculous degree. I didn't encourage it. Encourage. Man, oh man, my English sometimes. But it happened. Those high school years can be rough, so I didn't argue. I agree. High school years, middle school, weird times. I think we can all agree on that. Either we got bullied, or we bullied, or even if we didn't, becoming an adult is just effing weird. Good to meet you, Frank. I agree. Good to meet you all. Love Swiss Army knives. They are so useful. I always keep one in my inner coat pocket. Yeah, you always need one. I always had one as a kid too. I was called to the principal's office a couple of times because I always had one with me. I just didn't like boys back then, so I always told them I have a pocket knife with me, so if they come too close, I won't hesitate to pull it out. It was so tiny, so it was kind of like ridiculous. It was like a really short one. Like it wasn't original Swiss Army knife, but just like a kid's version. You know, you couldn't do any damage with that. But I had it for peeling apples and you know, just stuff. I liked carving wood and all that stuff, so I just needed something practical. But I would always get snitched on, and then I had to go to the principal to explain why I had my little army knife with me. Same, right? I'm glad you guys are getting to know each other better too. That's good to see. And do you collect other types of knives besides Swiss Army? Everyone should carry a pocket knife. Yes, Christopher, I agree. You just never know. Especially the army knives, they have so many different things. You have like a wine bottle opener, so that's a very important one for us Germans because we don't have those regulations like you have. We can openly bring a beer, you know, to the riverside in the city. So we usually sit when we're in cities, we sit along the river in summer and have a beer with like so many people, and it's for free because you just bring it from home, so you don't have to drink it in a fancy restaurant or something. And that's why we all always need like a beer opener, like a bottle opener, or like a wine bottle opener because we like to drink wine in the streets too. So it's always good to have one of those with you. And although usually when we want to open a beer, we just do it with our lighters. Some do it with their teeth or just like a corner of something. I think I could definitely open a beer bottle with everything. Just get so used to it. What? But just having all those little things in there, in the army knife, is really cool. Have I told you about my spoon carving hobby? I can't remember. Yes, you did. Yeah, I just remember that. That's really cool. My dad made some spoons in the past too, and some like wooden stuff for like cooking utensils and all that. And your spoons look really amazing. That's really cool. Maybe you should open a little store. Just about every kind except for male ninja stuff. Huh. Oh, I think my husband would have a blast talking to you about that crap. I think he would be best friends with all of you. You sound right up his alley. Just all that tool stuff, knives. And then your history, interest, and Catholicism, and just so many things that he would enjoy talking about. Oscar, you want to sit here? Okay. Yeah. I'll grab you. Here you go. There you go. You want to hang out with us? Oscar's here too now. He's joining the conversation. Oscar, you have an opinion to share? By the way, I have this book here. My husband's. The Herbal Medic. He got that at the bookstore not too long ago. You want to be under the blanket? Oh, no. I know, it's so chilly in here, isn't it? Silly AC is blowing and you're not comfortable. I know. So my dog is partly dachshund, so they like to bury under things. So he needs to be under a blanket whenever he's trying to get comfortable. He gets very grumpy and upset if he's not under a comfortable blanket. I detested the mall ninja stuff myself, but I bet you might enjoy my channel. You should take a peek sometime. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I forgot to say that. I haven't said it in a while, but always, of course, support each other. And if you have a YouTube channel, let me know. I don't know if any of you other than Shuriken does do any postings. If you do, I'll check you guys out, your channels. And you should check each other's channels out too. Always good to support, and I think we all have similar interests and would enjoy each other's channels. I was going to ask if you'd seen my spoons. I'm asleep, but I'll get her to tag you in a video. I think I've seen one for sure. Yeah, I remember that, and I thought it was really cool, and I couldn't believe that you made that yourself. So I definitely did see it. But it wouldn't hurt if she tags me in it again, because I only seen it once. Oscar is so cute. I agree. He's definitely very needy, and yeah, but he's a cutie, so he can be needy, and I will never be upset at it. I love these kind of books. I have a lot of these field guides and plant identification. Oh yeah, we have so many here too. We have like how to survive a zombie apocalypse, all the army survival books, and that orange one that everyone has, that SAS book, then this medical book. I have another big plant medicine book, one about fungi, like medicinal fungi, blah blah. Hi, and Anthony. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Also, last time, I don't know if you remember it, when I got so many books from the library, like this big pile of books, and I was so optimistic that this time I'm definitely going to read half of them. Well, guess what? I have not read one of them. Not even the one book that I already almost finished reading. I still haven't finished it yet. It's about that guy in the Eiheiji Zen Buddhist temple that's trying to become a monk, one of the most hardcore monks in the world, strictest temple. It is so cool and interesting, and I love how it's written, but I still couldn't find the motivation to read it. But I think that's what I'm gonna do once I hop off the stream. I will get back to that book and read a little bit because I'm kind of motivated because we read a little bit about, or we talked about reading, so I think that would be a good idea for later instead of watching something. Meg has a really good video which also shows the tools I use. She'll tag you. Okay, very cool. She goes to bed early, doesn't she? Which is good. I wish I would. I should go to bed much earlier than I do at the moment. But good for her. I need to learn from her. I'll get back into my routine. I used to go to bed early too. And I always woke up at 4:30, making my husband his lunchbox in the morning when he headed out, because he used to leave the house at 5 in the morning, but not at the moment, so that's why I can sleep a little bit longer. But when he goes to work early in the morning, I'll always get up with him, make him his lunchbox. So once he gets back to work, or his early work shift, I'll definitely start doing that again. So yep, I'll probably be in bed at 10 from then on. Kind of miss having a stricter daily routine. Hook knife, that's actually what I was thinking of. I have a full carving set for Mora. Oh, nice. You guys get the knife carving interest that you got in common. Very cool. Christopher said something earlier in a comment too. Just that life is a cool, or no. How did you say that, Christopher? Life is just full of coincidences, and then you just cross paths, and you have so many things in common, but you didn't know about that before. Like for us with the army. Send a link to Christopher, please, Shuriken. Or Christopher, since we all here on the channel now, or you all subscribe to my channel, Shuriken, if you could just I don't know, can you send links, Shuriken, to people here? I don't know how that works, but if you just Shuriken, you can just comment under this stream or a post or something. Just tell Christopher which one, and then, or like my latest shorts or something, might be easier, and then he can click on your profile. I think that would be the easiest way. That's how I usually do it with Marco. Because when I looked up any of your usernames, when people told me they have a YouTube channel, I would never find the YouTube channel until, like with Funny and Insightful, for example. I just could not find his channel to save my life. And then I told him to just comment under like a post or something, and then obviously I could just click on it and found it immediately. So that's the easiest way from my experience. Frank actually got to meet Ben one time. Mackenzie had one of my spoons in her purse. Showed it to him and he said, "Blimey. Blimey." So he sounds like a British guy. You sleep very little, Christopher? I heard that some people don't really need a lot of sleep. I used to be one of them when I was much younger. Or not much younger. Like when I was in my early 20s, I was okay with sleeping like 4 hours a night, and it was totally fine. It never bothered me. I could stay up for like an entire night or 2 nights, and I didn't miss my sleep much. But now you take an hour of sleep away from me and I feel hungover, so it's definitely not fun. to get older. Not trying to complain. I know I'm still considered young, but definitely feel that I'm not 21 anymore. A comment on the stream. I'm terrible with technology. That's a good idea. So it should be uploaded pretty much right after I'm done streaming. You probably have to wait like 3-5 minutes or so until it gets uploaded officially, but it should be there pretty much right after, if I'm not wrong. And as long as Christopher knows which one you commented under, he can just always check it out later, I assume. All of you. 4 hours a night as an old guy. That's really cool. There's this one guru guy, the Indian yoga guy that I follow, and he says he's like in his 80s, and he says that he only sleeps 4 hours a night. So, and he always says if you have like a happy and content life and everything, like you eat well, you exercise well and everything, you don't really need that much sleep. But that's just I don't think that's science, but yeah, maybe you just do everything right. Christopher. And I do something wrong because I at the moment need a lot of sleep to feel good. You're from the UK yourself? You sleep about 5 hours and 50 minutes per night? Huh, okay. Well, it almost makes me feel better now that you guys say, huh?
Is this banana bread?
Yes. Shoosh, banana bread, you can eat it. It's very gooey, but it's good. It tastes really good. And yeah, it makes me feel better that you guys don't sleep that much either, because I always feel really bad for not sleeping that much, but the day is just so short. I feel like there's so many things I need to do, so there's not that much time to sleep unless you want to waste away your whole life. I feel like sleep is just such a waste of time sometimes. So I try to sleep 7 hours, but it's usually more like 6 hours for me, 6.5 maybe a little bit less, more like 6. 6 hours is a good night's sleep. Okay, cool. I think you guys are all on the same page with that. You don't need, it's the little sleep club here. We're all night owls. Now I feel like I'm sleeping in when I get 6.5 hours, and I always felt I sleep little. Hey, can you close the door?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm from Georgia. Blade Show. I don't know what Blade Show is, but I assume it's some knife-related stuff. Also, I'm very disappointed that no one thought my joke was funny. I'm actually not disappointed. I'm just being silly. But my shorts, the army shorts I did, and with the Blade Runner, and I was sitting on the helicopter blade. I just tried to make a dad joke. I just can't help myself. But I was like, well, maybe people don't watch Blade Runner anymore. I watched it as a kid. I had that on VHS. That was one of my only VHS I had. I had Jurassic Park. I had Blade Runner. I had some really creepy musicals because I grew up pretty poor, so we couldn't really afford many movies. So I always got them from thrift stores, or the ones that got kicked out from the thrift stores because no one bought them. And then we ended up getting them. So I always had the weirdest movies as a kid, and Blade Runner, like the original Blade Runner, was one of them. So that was like one of my most watched movies with like 8 years old, and I really didn't understand it back then, but it's definitely an important movie for me, the old Blade Runner, just because it was just one of the only movies I had. And I hated watching it just because it was so weird to me and it put me in such a bad mood, but at the same time I wanted to watch a movie. So there weren't many options. So yeah, if you haven't seen Blade Runner, it's a good movie now looking back at it, watching it as an adult. Yeah, I think everyone here is from America. I mean, or lives in America now. Not saying I'm from America, but my time's getting shorter on Earth. I don't want to miss anything. Well, Chris, anyone's time on Earth is getting shorter at the same time, at the same speed. So I 100% understand. Even now, I think about that. I feel like a couple years ago, I feel like I became so much more aware of mortality, and that the day is actually pretty effing short, and there's really a lot of things that I want to do, and that you have to be really selective about who you spend time with, what you spend time with, and how much time you want to invest in certain things. And you gotta be aware of that you won't be able to be good at everything, but you will kind of have to pick and choose what you want to be good at. And that is a very interesting feeling. Yeah, that's just life, I guess. Night Nerd Convention. How cool, though, that you guys are all, or at least you two, are interested in the knife carving and knives. How high are the chances, right? Blade Runner is one of my favorites. I like it now. Back then, like I said, it was very weird for an 8-year-old girl to understand what's going on there. But now looking back, I really, really like it too. Blade Runner 2049 was the perfect sequel. I agree. Usually, sequels are hit or miss, but Blade Runner was definitely really good. Like, it was a vibe. They really did a great job with that. But you watched Jurassic Park yesterday. It's free on YouTube right now. So Jurassic Park, the classic, the old one, the best one. I still remember how happy I was. I got like 2 teeth pulled out as a kid, and I told my parents that no matter how much it's gonna cost, I will, because I was obsessed with dinosaurs, I wanted to be a pathologist. What's it called? A pathologist. I can't think of it right now. A dinosaur expert, or like a fossil expert. So I told my parents no matter how much it costs, I need to have the Jurassic Park VHS. And they bought it for me, and that was one of my coolest childhood memories. Is just getting that brand new VHS, not from a thrift store, not waiting 2 years until it's cheaper, just getting it as a present. That was so cool for me. That was probably one of the coolest presents I ever got as a kid. So yeah, Jurassic Park is definitely a nostalgic movie for me for many reasons. You watched it last week? No way. You both watched it last week? How cool is that? How funny. What a coincidence. Because I was thinking about it myself a couple days ago if I want to rewatch all the Jurassic Park movies. But then I remembered how bad the newer ones are. And I know there's a new one coming out, a new Jurassic World movie. I think Jurassic World is not even comparable to the first Jurassic Park movie. It's just a money-making thing. They're just really not good in my opinion. But I still watch them because it's dinosaurs, and yeah, it's just nostalgic for me. There's just the whole universe of Jurassic. But I'm excited for the new one still, even though I know it's not gonna be good. And I want to rewatch the older ones. It still holds up today. Certified classic for sure. I agree. I would give anything to spend another day with my 4 children again. They're all doing well, but I really miss them. I never got over them leaving home. Paleontologist, thank you so much. Yes. I'm so sorry to hear that, Christopher. That must be rough. Raising them for so long, and then they're all gone, having their own lives. I feel like a piece of shit myself sometimes, just for leaving my family and having my own life. It's sometimes, I don't know. I do like the idea of what Chinese people do oftentimes. They just all stay in the same area or even the same house and just have different apartments in the house, and or even move into the same house together and all live together. I think it's actually a cool idea. Or in Italy, they do that too. Or many other cultures. I don't know why it's so normal for our culture here to split up, families splitting up and everyone just moving away from each other. And same with friends, like not just family, you split up with your friends and you just go in this country, or you move away from your friends because of jobs and partners. Obviously, it's just not as easy. I understand that. It's just sad to think that everyone just moves away from everyone, and then you're all just in different towns or cities by yourself and relying on texting instead of seeing each other. So I think it's just weird that culture turned into this, because back then it was not normal to move away from your families. So I don't know if it's a good trend, that we do that. Just hearing how sad it makes you, Christopher, and I know it makes my family sad too. And I'm, like I said last time, I dream about them every night. So it definitely does something to you. It definitely leaves a hole in your heart. In Blade Runner, the central question was whether or not replicants had souls. In 49, they extended that question to AI. Pretty thought-provoking. Yes, I love that. Absolutely. So if anyone hasn't seen Blade Runner, either the first one or the second one, it is really, really good. And I recommend. That is good to hear, though. I'm sure you're proud. Yeah, that's true. Crap. Your kids are all doing good, they all have an established life, otherwise they would be back at your house if they weren't established. So maybe it's good that they are okay living on by themselves or with their new families and doing their own thing. It means that you set them up for a good life and for success. But I'm sure they know that whenever they need you, that you're there for them. We played the Jurassic Park theme in band so many times through the years. We started calling it Jurassic Park. That's funny. What did you play in band, Shuriken? I just got a notification that Funny and Insightful posted the shorts from Mexico. I think I'm gonna post the shorts from Mexico too, just because I'm jealous now. And I know I have never posted anything from Mexico when I was solo traveling there. So maybe I'll post a video about Mexico myself tomorrow. Just so I... Did you hear that meow? Please say you did. That was the weirdest meow Rusty ever did. Rusty, are you okay? You are crazy. I can't with that cat sometimes. What's your instruments? Play piano and guitar myself. I play guitar. And I can play the tin whistle, but not very well. Can play a little bit. But the guitar, e-guitar, I like the best. Although acoustic, I don't have my nice guitar here. I have an Ibanez at home, but not in America. So here I only have my e-guitar. But in an apartment building, it's hard to play an e-guitar because I always feel bad. I'm kind of like a... Germans are very similar to Japanese people when it comes to culture. We're trying to be very quiet and not disturb anyone others or anyone's peace. And we don't like to make a sound. When I go to the bathroom at night, when I have to go in the middle of night, I will just like be on my tippy toes so the people under me can't hear me, things like that. So having an e-guitar in an apartment building is just a nightmare for me. Like, I can't enjoy it at all. I remember in Germany, family stayed in the same house forever. Yeah, that's the thing too. Sometimes people will make the attic livable, and people live in the attic of their grandparents' house or in the basement, or even in the same house. That is sometimes really normal. Depends where, but more in the village. Or they just move into the house next door or something like that. I think that's actually a very cute idea. Part of life, yes, I guess. But yeah, I totally understand that it's a sad part of life, and it's not always easy to accept something like that. But I guess we have to. I played percussion once I got to high school. Oh yeah, you said that, Rika. Now it's all coming back to my memory that you play the drums. Snare. Very cool. I always thought it's such a great instrument. We have we had in our house in Germany, we had a couple drum kits at home just because my dad played. He can't play anymore, but he played in multiple bands, and he played all kinds of instruments. So I grew up with having pianos, keyboards, mandolins, banjos, accordions, even a violin, multiple guitars, drum kits, flutes, even some weird African instruments. Like, our whole living room wall did not have one single spot left where there wasn't any instruments hanging down from the wall. My friends always thought it was weird, and I was always embarrassed of our house when I was younger, just because I didn't have this like stereotypical organized home. Ours was always like, I compare it to the Weasley house in Harry Potter, if you've seen it. Just very hippie, and everywhere there was instruments or just like stuff or like some like artifacts or some weird historical stuff or stuff my dad collected. But now looking back, I really miss that house, and I think it was really awesome. But as a kid, you just want to be like everyone else. Always embarrassed about everything that's not normal or considered normal. Watch us all have a band one day. Wouldn't that be cool? A live stream band. We all just play a different instrument on the live stream. Oh no, that wouldn't work because I wouldn't hear you guys. You could only hear me. It was really fun, and I was lead snare for the last 2 years. Steering the band, so to speak. That is really cool. Nice. I never played in a band. I think that must be really, really fun. I bet that you miss that. So many things from the past that I miss too. Just nostalgia is just a weird feeling sometimes. I'm the same way in regards to being relatively quiet and respecting people's space. I just think of it as being considerate of others. I wish other people felt the same. Yes, I wish other people felt the same. I definitely felt that one. And it's, I wish more people would think like you, crap, and be more considerate, but that's, I guess, not the reality, unfortunately. The experience of growing up around so much music had to be amazing. Oh, yes. My husband always says that he likes that I have so much interest in music, and I know like every song that's playing, I can sing the lyrics, like be it 80s, 70s, 60s, 90s, everything. I just grew up with so much music, and he had an Irish folk band, so I grew up with all the pop songs and the Irish songs. They were sponsored by Guinness, so I had like a lot of Guinness merchandise as a kid. So I'd always wear Guinness t-shirts, and I had like journals from Guinness and bottles and all that. So I got in trouble in school a few times for having so much Guinness merchandise. So they had to talk to my parents that it's not appropriate for a kid in middle school to wear Guinness merchandise. But I just liked that because I thought it looked cool and it was like new clothing. So I was like, why can't I wear it? But looking back, I kind of understand. Oh, my daughter-in-law teaches piano lessons. She loves her little students. She's gifted musically. Oh, that's cute. That must be so rewarding, teaching little kids an instrument or piano. I always think piano is such a beautiful instrument to play or to learn, but not easy. So yeah, really good for her. Really cool. Yes, Guinness. Guinness is a good beer. I like it. Maybe that's why I like it so much, is because it has some wholesome nostalgic factor for me. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a huge beer fan, but for some reason I really tolerate Guinness, or I like a good Guinness. Yeah, Guinness with some cream in it. When you drop that little cream thing in it, a little glass of cream. Frank, do you love Guinness also? Yes, that'd be funny if we all like Guinness. We should all have a Guinness together one day. I remember on Marco's channel, someone asked if he will do a meetup, but he didn't know what it meant, I think. And then I told him that that sometimes people on YouTube do meetups with viewers that want to hang out. So maybe once we have a couple more people. But I don't know where we would meet up to have a Guinness. I think that would be a little hard because we're all from different states. So I don't think that's really possible. You're not a big fan, not my preference, but I can drink it. I guess that's just me in general with beer. I'm not a huge fan of beer in general. So if there's something else, I will always pick something else. But Guinness is the one that I like the best if I have to drink one. Not saying that I have to drink a beer. No one ever has to drink a beer, but you know what I mean. That's how it goes. Oh well, it was good to know you, Crab, or Frank. Now it's weird to call you Crab after I know that your name is Frank. But yeah, we still accept you here, even though you don't like Guinness. I love beer. That's funny that you all like beer, I assume. And I'm, as a German that's supposed to like beer, my blood is supposed to be 80% beer. I'm the one that doesn't like beer or enjoy it, so life is weird sometimes. I like Mexican brews and Blue Moon mostly. I really don't mind most beers. Hot take, I know. That is a hot take. But I'm not here to judge you. I'm not a beer expert or fan at all, so if I was, I would probably judge you right now. No, I'm kidding, I'm not judging anyone. But, yeah. Mexican brews, huh? Okay. I never heard anyone saying that they like them better or most. I know my husband likes IPAs. Not all of them, but some. And I couldn't even tell you what the special flavor of IPA is. I know they usually have like kind of like a spicy flavor, like almost like there was some like a mulled wine but with a beer. Last time I had an IPA, it was definitely very specific flavor, to say the least. Last time I had a beer was sometime in the beginning of March. Oh, that's been a while then. I think honestly the same for me. There was I think with the neighbors. I can't even think of it. And I think I did only try a sip of Colton's beer, and I had something else myself. I think I had oh yeah, I had an Arizona iced tea that was, how do you call that? If there's something in it, twisted, like a twisted Arizona tea. Okay, Susie. Are you on the stream now? Okay. Yeah? Are you hosting? Okay, this is hosting the stream now. Mm-hmm. That's pretty interesting. Uh-huh. You upset? Okay. Wanna lay down? Mm-hmm. Cats or just something else? My cat loves standing in front of my face and just like walking from left to right and do that for like 10 minutes or so until I either push her to the side or she just found a comfy spot. IPA gets me into trouble. I love them, but they catch up with you quickly. Huh, okay, I did not. Although, yeah, the one time we went to like a bowling center on the army base, and we had a couple of IPAs because that was the only beer they really sold there, I think, in like pints. And I remember, yeah, they got to us really quickly, to say the least. Yeah, I remember that. You're not wrong, Christopher. That was definitely interesting. I just remember me and my husband walking back home from there because we didn't bring the car because we knew what would happen. So we walked there and we had to walk back over a field, and there was like a playground on the way, like in the path to our house. So we just laid down on the playground in the middle of the night and looked at the moon, and then we just fell asleep, and then we woke up there in the morning. We're like, oh man, those IPAs, yeah, they were not good for us. IPAs are characterized by the heavy use of hops, like grapefruit to me, the extra hops preserved beer. Oh wow, interesting, because in Germany it is very common to use a lot of hops too, but I don't think they taste anything like it, like the IPAs I had here. Grapefruit, that's an interesting way to explain it. I think I know what you mean. It definitely has this very specific flavor. What Ryan said. Thank you. Thanks, Ryan. Chris, it seems like most people love IPAs nowadays. I wish porter would become as popular. What is porter again? Is porter like a lager or like an ale? Sorry, guys. So you gotta deal with me. I know I'm supposed to be the beer expert here, but I'm really not. Germany is not gonna let me back into the country after they watch this live stream. I'm gonna be banned forever. I have hard time believing people actually love it. Seems like it's just a trendy thing to do. Porter is popular. I like them too. Now I gotta know what porter is. I feel silly. Porter. I heard about it. But it's not a brand, it's like a style of beer, right? I'm so sorry, guys, that you're the ones that have to type everything and you can't just speak it like I can. Porter has become a lot more popular for sure in the last couple of decades. I mean, porters are dark, malt forward beers. Stout is a kind of porter. Oh, okay, so the stuff that I like too, right? Like Guinness, ales, like malty ones, yeah. Okay, I got you. Thank you, Shuriken. Well, I'm all for it, for porters to become popular, because I get it, because it's tasty. I like the malt. There is, it's called Malzbier, like malt beer. And a certain brand in Germany is called Karamalz. And it's a classic. And for us in Germany, we usually start out drinking that as kids. feel like our parents get us trained up for the real deal, you know. So as kids, it's very normal for us to drink caramels, which is just a malt beer but without alcohol. It's kind of like the before the beer turns into beer, but it still has a tiny little bit of alcohol in it, I think. Kind of like an alcohol-free beer. Alcohol-free beer always has a little bit of alcohol in it, but to kind of that level. And that's what we start on. Um, that's what we start, or when we get used to the flavor of beer by drinking the caramels or malt beer. And I always liked that a lot as a kid, that flavor. We also have malt bread, like dark bread that has malt in it. And I really love that flavor. So I think that's why I prefer the darker beers. Just so used to it since I'm a kid. In terms of taste, the line between dark ales and porter can become fuzzy, I find. Huh. Maybe I have to do like a beer tasting one day in Germany. I'll go to like a brewery and take you guys with me, and we'll do a little beer tasting. Virtually, at least. Okay, Sismus, it's hard for me to read chat if you're right in front of my phone. I appreciate you hanging out with me, but you gotta be a little bit more cooperative. Frank, it's hard for me to understand what people like IPAs. Well, my husband likes IPAs, so he's one of those rascals.
Oh no, they're right there. They're building.
Weizen, is this right? I like Pilsner. Weizen, like a brand. A beer tasting stream would be tons of fun. Yeah, I think for many reasons. I don't know if it would be smart to do beer tasting live stream, because if it's live, it's live. But yeah, I think it would be fun. You know what we should do? We should all I should make a community post about what kind of beers we're gonna taste, and then we will all have the same beers on hand, and then we can all try them together at the same time while I have the live stream. So you can try them too, you know. We just have to like plan it ahead, like a week or two or so everyone can get a couple of those beers. I think that could be fun, a little bit more interactive. So, and then, ooh, yeah, that's what I wanted. Totally. That was the literal green screen. Not a bad idea at all. Kautzenpilz was amazing beer. Kautzen, yeah, I remember. I know Kautzen for sure. I don't know if I ever drank it, to be honest. I just know the bottle, how it looks like. And there's also one with the boar. Remember that one, Christopher, with the thing that you pop open, like it's not a. It's like a cap that you pop open, and then it makes that popping sound. That's an interesting idea. Very interactive. I think it could be. I think it'd be fun. You know, just with Meg, if she likes beer, we can ask Marco. Sounds like a good time. I don't know how, how to do it, but if I just post a date, you know, far enough ahead, so everyone has the time to organize those drinks if they want to. Yeah, I think that could be cool. I'll definitely remember that idea and make a post about it. Meg would participate? Yay, really cool. She is a sweetie. She's a cuddle bug. But I'm glad you all think it's a good idea. I'll definitely note that down. I have to make a new list where I note down all the ideas I have for the YouTube. Because sometimes I have those ideas in my head and then they just get lost because I forget about it. I guess everyone that does a little bit YouTube knows about it. And I know I talked about that yesterday, but I still have to finish my all my vlogs that I have, all the material, the film material I still have. Such double-edged sword, because I really love it, but it's such a pain in the A sometimes. Excuse me, it's a bad time for you. I think I might have to walk the dog soon before it gets too dark. Or, I mean, it is dark, but too late. I don't like going out at spooky times. So I'll probably walk the Oscar in a little bit. And I think about the beer stream. So I will make a community post, I think. Or, I don't know. You either can let me know what kind of beers you think we should try, because I bet some of you guys have like a beer that you think we should try. So you can all post either your favorites or beers that you think you want to try or we should try or you always want to try, either under this post, under this video, or I make a separate post and ask you for recommendations, and then we just make like a list together or something and talk about it in the next live stream. But we'll figure it out. I think I'll just make a community post, that might be easier. Toddies are such beautiful looking cats, and speaking of YouTube, I haven't made a video in like 2 weeks, I think. Probably should make one soon. Trust me, Shuriken, I'm the same boat. I have not uploaded a video in forever, except for the tiny little itty bitty short one. So I try to do one once a week. I really want to stick to that uploading cycle and do like one vlog a week because I really enjoy making them. And yeah, procrastination, you know, it's the culprit. And in the end, I'm the culprit, not the procrastination, because the procrastination wouldn't exist without me. Shuriken, a lot of monasteries make incredible beer as well. Yes, a lot of monasteries are very known for making good beer. It's kind of funny, right? That all those monks are really good brewers, or they like to drink. Guess they like some pleasures in life, even though they're monks. But I agree with what you said, Shuriken. Toddies are the cutest. Or not the cutest, all cats are cute. But toddies are just, I don't know, they have like a very interesting look and the green eyes, and Susie has just such a great personality. She's such a cutie. Very interesting cat. Yeah. And yes, that is definitely true, Christopher. All the monks are the beer experts. Sounds like a plan. Be the beers. Oh, the husband can participate. Maybe that would be fun. I'll try to ask him. I think maybe he would be down for something like that. One in West Virginia does this. I think they Eastern do good works. I will let you know next stream. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think there's some stores around here that have very specific ones, so I'm sure they might have some of them. I'll keep an eye out. So just yeah, I'll make a community post or ask in the next live stream to comment it under the next live stream, so we have it all in one place, so I can find it when I make a list. But always feel free to comment it under this one if you already have an idea what you would want to try. The cool thing about the videos I usually do is that the filming can be extremely fast, oftentimes just a few minutes, even less. Editing takes longer than filming. Oh, absolutely. The filming is not the issue. I mean, it's also not easy to film in a good way, like to make it look good. So filming is not easy. But when it comes to time, I totally agree with you. filming is one thing, but editing it and making sure you cut out enough material to not make it too long, and just selecting what you want to have in there is already hard for me. And then putting it together to make it look cool and, have a good flow in it. And you do the narration too, like you do a lot of talking in your videos too, so that's also really hard to do. So not easy. What is your channel name? Shuriken, literally the Shuriken Zone. I think that's it. Oh yeah, before you guys leave, just letting you know, comment under this stream. I'll upload it right after I'm done here, so you can find each other's handles, your YouTube handles. Chris, you asked about it too, right? Shuriken name. So if you go under the comments under this last live stream that you find on my YouTube channel, you can check out each other's channels. I feel lighting problems where I throw and natural lighting varies a lot. Pictures a lot better than others. Oh yeah, it's different with yours because yours are very yours are like a smooth, like it's like a cinematic experience watching your shorts. That's why I always say you're really like great with like creating an atmosphere or like a vibe. But if the lighting is different, I can definitely see the issue that it's hard to bring it together into a good flow and make it look smooth. But you're doing a good job. I've never really noticed the differences. Hops is a beautiful plant as well. In my area in Ohio is an old German village called Zoa, and they grow this at the village. Oh, cool. I have not seen it here in America, hops. Very nice. I remember when I drove to Germany with Colton, my husband, he didn't know what a plant was. It was just like growing in a vine. It was pulled up by a string, and he was like, "What is their plant? What are they harvesting?" And I told him it's hops because it grows like a vine. So I never seen it here before. Very very cool.
What did he kill me with? What was it?
You're kind and oh, I appreciate it. Trying to be, or not trying to be, but yeah, it's just the only right thing to do. Just support each other, why not? That's what friends are supposed to do, right, Susanis? I know, you like your head scratches, don't you? What was that food you mentioned earlier that you said you miss? Spanfe. Oh, like Spätzle? You mean that cheese Spätzle? Kind of our mac and cheese version, the German mac and cheese version. Maybe I'll note that down too, Crab. That I want to make a stream dedicated to German foods or foods I miss. So I think that would be a good idea too. It's always good to have like a little topic to start off with, to make it I don't know, just a little bit more interesting or informative too. But when you say Spanfe, I think it might be Spätzle that I meant. Spätzle. Yeah, that's it. You spelled it right. The E, the SPE, so that third letter is an A with 2 dots on top. That's the letter we use for it. But you can totally spell like that. That's just the American version to spell it. But we use that weird letter with the dots on top. We have 3 of those. We have an A with the dots, the O, and the U with the dots. So all it does, it's so A, like A is A for us, but with the dots on top, it turns into A, E. It just changes a little bit. So we have 3 different letters compared to English. And we also have a sharp S, so I guess we have 4 technically. We have a sharp S, it looks like a B when you write it. German food would be another excellent stream. You've no shortage of good ideas for sure. Sometimes I feel like I do, but sometimes I'm just starting my live stream without really thinking about what I want to do, because I know you guys you always bring up great conversations, or you have great conversations even without me when I'm doing other stuff in the background. So I'm never really too worried about it. You know, I have so many interesting people here, so the stream will always be interesting even without me thinking of any specific topic. But I would definitely like to have some informative streams in the future, so just so I can, you know, deliver some value to you too, so you learn something new or you hear something that you haven't heard of before. Just make it a little bit more informative. I was always fascinated by the umlaut. Oh, umlaut, do you know that word? That's cool. Yeah, umlaut. That's exactly it. Ä, Ö, Ü. My husband struggled with those. For example, the one food crab that I mentioned earlier, Döner Kebab, that's one umlaut, so it's an O with the dots on top. The second one, second letter, Döner, D-Ö, Döner. And yeah, it's definitely funny to hear Americans speak umlaut. Your streams are always fun. The conversations always goes to interesting places, and I learn new things every time. I'm always surprised how many new things I learn too, even though it's my stream. I'm always the one learning so many new things. Like, I feel like you are teaching me so much more than I teach you, and in the end, it's not really my stream. Just when I said it out loud, it sounded wrong because it's everyone's stream. Everyone that's in the stream, so it's our stream. I'm just here to host the conversation, but you know, in the end, you're all contributing just as much, if not more. Very glad I found this channel. You're a diamond in the rough. Oh, sweet. I appreciate that. I can't take compliments, but I'll try my best. I appreciate it. You guys are too in this hole, in this big ocean, made out of trolls. There's some good fish in the sea. It's always good to know. I remembered umlaut from that 7th grade German class. Oh yeah, you had German class. You're right. Very cool. Well, we can have like a German class stream one day where we just learn some silly words or some like sayings or something. Maybe that would be fun too. So you all have a German class with me. I remember a lady at our NCO club in Germany who was German, made incredibly delicious baked fish. I ate this every Friday. Best, but it's been 40 years ago. Is baked fish common? Yeah, we do have a lot of baked fish. Was it that fish that's like a fillet and then it has like a crust on top that's like this thick? Is that the fish you're talking about? Or was it a stick fish? We like making stick fish, so we stick the stick into the fish's mouth, put it on a stick, and then we make a fire and have some needles, like some needle trees, like firs and other needle trees, and we put it under the fire so the needles give like an aroma, and then that's how we make the fish. Baked bass every Friday sounds wonderful, right? I would be happy if I had a baked bass every Friday or someone made that for me. Thank you, Shuriken. That's so rough. I appreciate it. It was the whole head and all. Yeah, we do. It might be a stick fish. We call it stick fish. We like to do that. I remember having that a couple times in Bavaria. A good old stick fish. Usually we would go on a bicycle tour on the weekend around like a lake or something, and then in Bavaria, not where I come from, and then go to a beer garden. Just take a little break in a beer garden and have some beer, or in my case, a Radler, a beer mixed with lemonade. So it's a little bit more tasty, but still has a little buzzy feeling. And then we would eat a stick bread and stick fish. So we like making stuff on sticks, I guess. We're a medieval tribe after all, but we like to make hang sticks over fire and just roast it there for a while, or just let it smoke. And bread, you just wrap the dough around a stick and just hang it over the fire. That's what we like to do. And that's always a delicious meal. A stick fish as opposed to a fish stick. Yes, I didn't even think about that. Stick fish and fish stick. One of them is much better than the other, even though both are good in their own ways, but I think I would prefer a stick fish.
Oh shit.
Cooking food on sticks is a human classic indeed. Yes, and it also adds a little bit. This was it? Yay, okay, cool. It also adds a little bit of flavor from the wood to the bread and to the fish. Because usually we use like fresh sticks, like hazelnut sticks or something like that. From like a hazelnut bush, or hazelnut tree. And they always have a lot of moisture and kind of like a sweet flavor. So I really like the aroma of wood getting into the food. I don't know if that's like good for you, but I don't think they're like toxic or anything like that. But yeah, guys, I gotta walk the dog. I could talk to you for hours and hours, but I have to walk Oscar before bedtime before it gets too late, and I don't want to keep you guys up for too long either. But I had a blast talking to you as usual, and it was so interesting, and I can't even think back about how many different topics we talked about. And even though we have so many live streams a week, we always find a topic to talk about for hours, which is really impressive or really cool. A little Oscar here. He's so funny. He always sleeps under the blanket, but the only thing that's sticking out is always his butt. This was fun for sure, I agree. Have a good one yourself. Good night and sweet dreams, everyone. Es hat sehr viel Spaß gemacht. Gute Nacht und schöne Träume an euch alle. Just to say it in German one more time. Take care, Ami. You too, Shuriken, you and Meg. And I hope we didn't bother her by talking or anything. I agree, it was a great one. As usual, it's always a blast with you guys. Good night, Christopher. You need to let Jefferson out as well. Okay, let's take the doggies out and then let's go to bed, everyone. Good night. Take care of yourself. Bye, everyone. See you next time. Little grump. Oscar the Grouch. Good night, everyone. Gute Nacht. Tschüss.